Yes. Hello, good evening, lovely viewers. Welcome to our Tuesday evening live with Ellen on Life's Journey with Ellen. Here is purely education, purely about the progress agenda, and purely how we can fully take the initiative, lead out in our own progress. And today we are looking at overcoming the fear factor. Yes, overcoming the fear factor. That which for most of us, it's really, that fear is like a rope tied to our leg, our neck, our hand, that in our mind is really stopping us from going to get that which we really needs to get. Yeah, because can you share the link with me so that I put it on the platform as well in WhatsApp? Yes. If you don't know me, if we've not uh, come into contact, this video, I'm going to review a bit of myself, how Ellen I have overcome some fears in my life, and how I think some strategies that hopefully, if you also work on a similar way, you may find. Oh, okay. Yes, let me try. Okay, good. A minute whilst I share this on the page. Okay. Hello. Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to. Why is it very dark? Where's the angle? Okay. Okay. It's nearly there. Good. I think it's working now. Yes. So, welcome to this feed. And today, the title that we're looking at is Overcoming the Fear Factor. What is it that you fear in terms of that which you really want to get into? And as I said, I'm going to share with you how in my own life I have been able to conquer some fears that hopefully, if you are to look into it, you are to explore, if you have similar situation, you can actually work around that which you feel is that stumbling block, that which is not really making you to get to where you need to get into. When we talk about fear, for most of us, it is something that we think about. Okay, it could be a consequence. What if, when I do this, it will result in that? I don't know how this is going to play out, and somebody have done it. It did not turn out well, so I am not going to venture. Yes, you may be experiencing that fear factor. There is nothing that is guaranteed in life. And for most of the things that you do, you are either going to achieve the outcome that you wanted to, or it's going to go otherwise. But for most people, if you don't do, you wouldn't know how it's going to turn out. So that fear that is crippling you. Oh, so what if I start and I lose that money? What if I start on that program and I'm not able to complete and I lose my money? What if I don't pass? Yes, all those what ifs, when you entertain them, it really will not make you start it at all. And that is where, for most of us, we are at. That could be the main reason why you've not gotten to where you want to go. Remember, in this series that actually treating on the Amamansen network, I'm looking at you as a person, looking at developing yourself. So, targeting people who are at a stage mid-life, like early adulthood. Things have not gone as you would have expected, or you've started doing the things that you were doing, but you've come to a stage that you want to look at something different. How are you going to do that? We've looked at the value addition, how you as a person going to add value to yourself, and I can't overly emphasize that enough. But for most people, even the value addition, which could be an education, going to acquire a skills, going to learn a training, they are so fearful. They don't want to, they don't like, within themselves, they've actually chicken out, they don't want to start it. What if? My first strategy that I don't know when I developed it, but some way, somehow, is my mantra. So, what could be the worst possible outcome in this? Yes, and that's one way that I've been working on my fear. Okay, I'm going to start this course. Yes, I could lose money. Yes, I could drop off. Yes, but I can also pass. I will think of the worst possible outcome in this situation. And provided that worst possible outcome is not death, it's not committing a crime, girl, I go for it. And let me repeat that. So let me give you an example. Okay, I wanted to start this training, my PhD course. I got a scholarship, half scholarship. It was paying just the fees. It was a bit tough. How will I start the whole thing? Do I bow out or do I just take the leap? Okay. In a worst case scenario, what will happen? Am I going to be on the street? No. At least I had a little bit of leeway that I could work. So for me, when I assess this situation, worst case scenario is said that I will only have a tiny, tiny space, sleep, and like live on a very, very straight budget. To me, that was the worst outcome. And I packed my bag. 5 years later, it's all done and dusted. Was it easy? No. There were a lot of tears, there were a lot of hard work. There was a point that I felt like, oh, why did I do this to myself? But that decision of assessing, okay, if I should start this now, where is it going to lead to? What is the outcome? And I weighed the two and I realized that the worst possible outcome was something that I could deal with. That was how I went ahead and I did it. Yes. So that's the first lesson that I want to help you to understand. And for most of us, we look at the immediate. Oh, now I'm losing the place. Now I'm losing that income. Yes, you are losing that income. But what is the worst possible outcome in this situation? If you are to lose that income, is it that which you can bear? That's the point. Is it that which you can bear? Not in your comfort, but with some adjustment. And for some of us, we always want to stay in our comfort zone. So we don't want to have a little bit of uneasiness. But progress do not occur within your comfort zone. If everything is going well, if you're getting as much as you are getting, no, if the money coming in cuts, that's where you use this brain. That's where you feel so motivated to get to that thing that you are doing. The other thing that I want to talk about, and I don't know if there are people on this feed, you can type in the comments. Who noticed that I stammer on this feed? I've been here, this is the fourth session. I know people have watched my other videos on other platforms. Anyone notice that I stammer? Yeah. People who knows me from when I was very, very young. Not even young, even up to university, I still, yeah, it was very much prominent, like stammering. I was someone who really, really do stammer. I couldn't easily produce my words. I was always stuck on my words. And because of that, my confidence level, I'm not kidding you, was kind of like not like 2% out of 100. I'll go to church, I'll be asked to pray, and I'm so shy. I'm that kid that who will not even say the prayer in church. Yes, that was that bad. I wouldn't want to go mingle with other children because they'll make fun of me. When a teacher asks question, I know the response, but hey, I can't even talk. No, when I start talking, like I'm stammering, I'm so stressful. Everybody wants attention on you. I get so anxious. And I realized at a point, girl, this is not how life is. I was so fearful. I panic at the thought of being given a memory verse to come and recite like during children's service. Oh, everything that I would do to make sure that the teachers do avoid me. Yes. And I was even playing it in my head that I'm not going to do a work that it will be that I'm in the front desk talking to people. No, thinking, okay, I'll get an accounting job. I'll be in the back office playing with the money. There, I don't have to talk with people. Yes, that was the extent that the fear factor really even altered how I think, even the career that I was choosing. Are you in a similar situation? Are you like, because of how fearful you are, is it that, yeah, this is the work that I'm going to do, I'm going to be on this pay grade for the rest of my life, I'm going to keep chasing these children even if I have strength to do that or I do not have strength to do that? Yes, that is the extent that when you are fearful, when you like you think about that which you can't do, the outcome that you are not expecting, or even sometimes what people will say. Come on, that I don't even want to go there. You've been afraid because of other people's opinion. Come on, that's something that you no, that's a whole topic for another day. Other people's perception making you fearful. Oh, I think in 2023, once you have thought through the action and you like, okay, this is something that I can do. Friend, mates, girlfriend, go for it. Once you've thought through, this is the worst possible outcome. also do acknowledge that I have to overcome this hurdle. And that is the second point. Learning to overcome your fear. Yes. And this is a conscious effort. This is work. Identify that which is making you fearful and you work at it such that you will overcome it. Yes. I couldn't talk. I couldn't lead any program. I couldn't be in front. My self confidence was very, very low. Although academically, or I was intelligent. I knew what I wanted to do, but I couldn't be in front to do anything. I know everything is playing out in my head. Hello, Emma Ajua Apia Oseidia. Welcome. Thank you so much. Yes, I know what I have to do, but hey, I was so scared and I was shaking. I managed to, play it out slowly. Secondary school started, I didn't go for any position. In the secondary school I could have easily gone for, okay, with other factors. I was not the best dressed like kid on the block or the most loved kids or with lots of fun. But at least intellectually, I could have taken a leadership position in the school, but that was not anything that I thought of. So I managed to finish the secondary school some way, somehow. I got some grade, and we come back to my secondary school, and the fear, what a teacher nearly did to me. Okay, good. So I went on, I passed secondary school, and whilst I was waiting, I decided to be a people teacher. You know, those days after SS, whilst you're waiting to go to university, you find job. Yes, I found my first job was a private school, and I was in the office, more like, I don't know whether it was a treasurer or a secretary or what. Yes, I was in the office. I will go to the class, collect all the canteen. And when there is no teacher, I will be like the extra pair of hand who will help. That was not so much, or I was interacting with the children, but not so much of front facing, interacting with other people. I did that for like a term, and a friend came to me and he was like, Ellen, I've got a job for you. Okay, I was interested. Very good salary there. Okay. I was like, what is it? Said, you're going to teach in a vocational school. There is a private vocational school, and they want an English and maths teacher who has to be a female. I tutor the proprietress grandson, so he's asked me if I know of any English teacher I could recommend. I looked at here, I was earning that time. Well, it's an equivalent of 8 cedis today. Yeah, 80,000 in that private school. And I was getting like, is it two cedis every day from the canteen? So at least that will take care of your lunch for the day. But at the end of the month, you get something like 80,000. But these people were offering 200,000 for the teacher who is coming to teach. So it was a very, very good offer. But, you know, I was like going to stand in front of vocational school students and teach maths and English. I was not too sure. But the main motivation was the money. I needed that money. I was preparing to go to uni, so I needed all the cash that I could. So I went for the interview, and straight away the man was like, yes, you've got a job. Remember, I was 19. I finished secondary school, and I was 19 years. And this was a vocational school that when I went, it was 4-year program in that school. So more like a secondary school equivalent. So when I went to this school, a classmate of mine was in the 4th year, and she was one of the youngest people in the school. We had married women who have come to further develop themselves, either to learn cooking, either to learn dressmaking, or to learn what cooking, sewing, and hairdressing, different trade within the vocational school, but they have to write the NVTI. So they need to know to understand how to read and write. Yes, that's how far I've come from. And this was way back in 2002. I started this job, yes. And one thing that I realized was to overcome the fear. Like, my speech was not coming, but I know the contents, I know what I was delivering. So being skillful in that which you do help you to play down on that emotion that I can't do it. No, I went in with the confidence that I know my stuff. Yes, I can teach that mass at that level. So 19 years teaching people who were 27. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the oldest in the class was 27. And I did this for 6 months. Yes, I was not sacked. And I was like, girl, you've got it. There is something in you. And I think and I suspect strongly that that was the start of my journey to overcoming this stammering. Yes. These days, once in a while, you can pick it up in my speech, but hey, I took the bull by the horn. In psychology, they'll say more like flooding. I knew I can't do it. It was one of the most difficult things I would want to do, but I opted to go for it. And by doing it 1 week, 2 weeks, I realized that I could go in and I'll teach my course. And that was the beginning of my academic, like my teaching career. Yes. That was not the first time that I've taught though. If you go to Tafu Zongo, yes, that's where I come from originally. If you're a Tafu girl, yes, me a Tafuni. No, I'm not a Tafu by hometown, but I stayed in Tafu for a long time, from the age of 5 till when I traveled. Yeah, so in 2008. And within the community, the children in the area used to come there with their chairs, and I'll be teaching them. That's nkula classes. When you go to that area, most people call me madam, madam, madam. So I've been a small madam for a long time. Yes. But here I'm looking at the stammering, it's impacting on the things that I was able to do, I could opt to do. But by taking that bold step, I was able to go ahead and what? Do that. What is it that you so dread, but it's rather key aspects of your life? Yes, you have to put out, is it a speech? Is it like going to the school, talking to your case teacher, looking into something, the use of a computer that you're so scared that, oh, with a gadget, if I don't know what I will use it, the defense mechanism, I'll use it. I paid for it. Yes, I will operate it either way. I will follow the manual. If I can follow it, fine. If I can't, all I want to do is to figure it and get to the end of that. Yes, so that's what I will do. I bought it. If it's sport, what else? It's my money. I can choose to buy one, or I can live without having one. Yes. And for most of the time, I know at the back of my mind, I don't want to pay extra. So I'll be meticulous and I will follow through the process step by step, and I'll get it fixed. Do you buy a gadget and leave it and wait for somebody to come fix it for you? No. What's it that you're afraid of? What's it that you're scared of? It's yours. Huh? And this kind of feeling or this attitude, you get it when you develop that confidence and you are the one paying. If somebody buys it for you, you may have to rethink, But even why do you have to wait for somebody to buy it for you when you can buy it and destroy it yourself? Yes, I have that attitude that sometimes it's not the best of them, but hey, I don't I don't let anything hinder me doing that which I can do. And I think that was the attitude I've adopted. I did not go for any speech and language therapy. Oh, when did Ghana have their speech and language therapy? Was it, I think 2013, 2014 was when they started the first training. Where would I have accessed that service? No, it was not there. And since I traveled, no, I've not paid any therapist to work with. But now I'm in a job that I talk. I talk. Like I talk for my like talking is what I do for a living. So you know what, in life, those things may be there. And for me, the stammering, for instance, I grew up knowing that I stammer. I couldn't pinpoint what time I learned it or how it happened. I grew up living with it. And I realized that no, there is something that has to be done on this particular thing. And I took that action. And from there, yes, I've been a lecturer in different places, and my current job role is a lecturer, and I teach. I'm on this feed. You not even notice that I stammer. No, and it's gone. And I confidently know that it's gone. And it was overcoming it, like consciously making that effort. No, it's not something I want. No, I'm going to stand there and talk. No, I need to talk. I need to take that job. I need to get going, get doing. And that's how you do it. That which you feel is a stumbling block you can't overcome. That's how you approach that. Okay, be confident. If there are other skills that you need to help you overcome the aspect that you're so fearful of, that you think, oh, it's not going to make the whole package, you know, be so good at that one aspect that when you start to use it, like for me, I was so good in the content that when I start to deliver, I don't even care of the medium. I don't care how often I'm pausing, where often I'm getting stuck on my ways, and I'll just keep delivering. And by the time I knew, it was gone. I could do that thing, that which I feared so much, that which I thought I could never overcome. And I'm making a career out of talking, from stammering, very, very so stuck. The last fear for me, please don't get so like I don't want to rub it in your face, but I've spent most of my life in school, in classroom. Either I'm the one schooling or I'm the one teaching somebody. So that's where most of my examples come from. And I don't apologize for it. But yeah, just to give you a heads up. This one is very tough. And the message, yeah, I don't know if it will get to the person that I'm making reference to, but it's my story and it's my journey. All those who wrote WASI and had a WASI SSC and had one grade that I say changed the course of your life. If you are here, say hi. Okay, good. Or you wrote an exams like external exams to make progress, and your grade in one of them, you did very well in everything, but there was one that you were not so good at. And for that reason, it changed the course of your life. You would really appreciate what I'm saying. In secondary school, we were doing 8 subjects. And for most times, I will get 7 A's. But there was this particular course, which was core, that the best I did in secondary school was a C. And that term, I think I put in my all to the best of my ability. And this was even in the mock. Yeah. English language was so tough. No, I did not see it as tough. On hindsight, I think what was happening was I did not know how to learn English. Yes, because my mind, all the other courses were calculation. Like, so I was a business student and I did accounting, business management, economics, and elective maths. So, elective maths and accounting, once I know the principles, that's it. I don't have to learn anything. And I could get that very easily. So, it did not take me effort. Economics, business management, somehow I needed to learn, but accounts, we had lots of principles and other things. So, I could easily get away with that. But all the components of English, the reading, the writing, the comprehension, the grammar, the rules, and everything. I don't think at that time my brain was processing it well, and I did not know the strategies to do that. So one time we were in class, I think it was third year. We were reading the book The Marriage of Anansiwa. That was one of the literature books that we used. Marriage of Anansiwa, Animal Farm, like those time, that was the books that we were using. And we were reading it so nicely. Some of the guys, those who could easily read, and the story really came to life for me. So we were having a conversation. I was like, oh, I would like to be a publisher. Like, like to write stories one day. And my English teacher was like, what? You? What are you going to write? Yes, a teacher could open his mouth and tell, instead of encouraging like an interest in the students, she really drew my attention that in terms of English, it was no for me. And I think I internalized this statement and I kept it, and it really did impact on me. Anytime I have to assess my confidence in the English language, I keep panicking. I was afraid. Do you know phobias? Things that are like fears that are not real. Yeah. So I developed, I would say, kind of a phobia for English. And no wonder when I wrote the SSC, I had a D. All D mates. Oh, yeah, that was my worst grade on the SSC. And I had a D. And it was not like a joke. I wanted a single digit, but because of the D, which counts at 4, yes, I ended up having to choose a different courses. No, be offered courses other than what I wanted to do. And I think I internalized this even throughout the whole of my university education. I was never confident about my English language abilities. I will always panic when I have to write something for other people to read. It was a challenge for me. I got away with it at uni. I did the degree and I passed all right. Like, not, no, I did not have a gentle pass. No. Yeah, I had a very, very good class. So, by the way, but I was still have it at the back of my mind. My English language is not good. I am not good in English language. And remember, I was stammering, so not confident with how I speak. Plus, having this like belief that I'm not good at English language. I did not make the effort. I was not, if it was now, I would have just gone, get an English teacher, teach me, get me to be confident and let me know it. But what did I know at that time? So I internalized it that I don't know English language. I came to do my postgraduate study. Some way, somehow, I got in, I finished, and here we were writing real essays. You know those assignments that they give you, 4,000 words, 8,000 words. I went through, I know the content, but I struggled with, even if it's the best of thing I've written, I kept doubting myself. I'm not good. Is this language enough? Is it well written? I will check and check and check. Yeah. And I was starting my PhD. And I got to a point that it was tough. I needed to write up to like 8,000 words, like dissertation, different chapters and different things. And one evening, after I have doubted myself so much, I decided I'm going to bring an end to this fear once and for all. And I will one day publish the letter that I wrote. And I have it in my research journal that a letter to my English teacher. Yes. You know, the fear that you are internalizing may be somebody's assessment of you. Fine, it could be a reflection of you at that time. But for me, this was, let's say, 2001. And as at 2018, I was still internalizing this. I was fearful about this. And it was stifling my progress in the new thing that I was doing. And I poured my heart out on that in that letter. And I was like, dear sir, his name, da da da. You might not remember me, and I gave a description of who I was, the year that he taught me, the year, the class that I was, and what he said to me. But in that letter, I demonstrated that since then, oh, I've moved on. Come on. I've gone on to achieve my degree with this class. I've gone on to do a master's in the Queensland. Yes. And now I am trying to write that book that you said I couldn't write. And this time it's going to be 80,000 words of my words, my writing. The English language. And I forgot one thing. And I think that was what really made me my eyes, spark that. Yes, Ellen, you've overcome this one as well. Within the letter, I made reference to that. When I had this admission, it was a conditional offer that I should do English language tests. Yes, I perfectly agree. It was the school's requirement because I had been off education for the last 6 years. But you know what? The time that I wrote that English, those who have done IELTS, why IELTS that? Yeah, I think now it's very common. People are doing different versions. No, IELTS academic for UK schools. Yes, I had to do that. And I did this at a time that I had, my son was, I wrote the IELTS in November, or my results came in November. Yeah, I think my results came in November. So maybe I wrote it somewhere in October. Yes. I had a 1 year, 6 months old son. He was not breastfeeding. But those who know me, you know how I had my babies. 3 children, a pace of 5 years. So the oldest was not even up to I had children like back to back, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old. Yes. And my father-in-law had passed. So in Ashanti, I was doing NCA. Yes. And I remember going for the funeral in October. And I had the IELTS booklet. You know, when you register, they give you a booklet at that time and a CD. I did not take the CD along to the funeral, but the book was in the bag I took for the funeral. I came back, and a week after, I had to go and write the IELTS. Yes, I wrote it, and all I was praying for was to get the 6.5 requirements that they've asked me. I didn't want any extra, the speaking, listening, writing, and reading. I did not want any more. I just want the 6.5 school cutoff so that I could progress onto this course. I did it, and I had a 7. And I got 7.5 in 2 of the areas. Oh, so when I was writing to my English teacher, I made a fuss out of it. You know what? I have officially assessed my English language ability. And within all these challenges, Mr. I could get overall of a 7 and 7.5 in some areas. And I remember I wrote it with a guy, so I took his number, and he needed it to apply for a scholarship. He had a 6.5. And I'm like, oh, we could have easily swapped this. I don't need a 7. All I need was a 6.5. But, I did that cognitive exercise and I poured my heart out. I assessed myself that is this a true reflection? This thing that I fear so much that I can't. I have done it, and this particular one that I have to do, I can do that. And that was how I was able to break that chain, having internalizing it that I'm not good at English, always doubting my writing ability, always doubting my speaking ability. What is it that somebody have told you? What is it that, like, oh, when we were young in Ghana, they call you some funny names indicating that you're more like a good for nothing. Tibonkoso, yemfa. No, they didn't want you. They think you are that damp, you are that stupid, you are that no good. But I say, do not internalize it. Make a list, do an internal reflection, and look, pinpoint that which is making you so fearful. If it's true, if that is the case, seek the solution. If I assessed and I realized that I was not good, oh, I was so humble at that stage to go sit in English language classes. I think I took some English language classes, but even with that, I was still not confident in myself. I was still not ready to move forward until I did that exercise. And I was like, yes, I've done it. And that was how those chains was breaking. No, you don't need to go for any prayer for me. No, you have it in your own hand. It is something that you, only you, it is you who fear. So it's only you who can overcome that. Okay. My name is Ellen, and that's the name of my page on Life's Journey with Ellen. Today, I've come to inspire you. Anything that which is making you so fearful, so panicking, so stuck in that part that you are, be it knowledge that you feel you don't have, go have it. Be it a skill that you feel you can't acquire it, go get it. What is it? Look at it and assess. Okay, I'm fearful. I can't do this. if you should go ahead and do it, what is the worst possible outcome to you? Is someone going to die? No. Most of the time, nobody is dying. Go for it. Okay. You are not dying. At worst, you may be in that difficulty, but it's not that difficulty that will kill you. No. It's rather going to mold you. You know, the refiner's fire. You get in that fire and you come at the end of it strong. Yes. So being in your comfort zone because it's so fearful, because you don't want, you always going to be in your ABCD. It's always going to be on the same place. Okay, good. Overcoming the fear factor. Think. Today is Tuesday. You've heard this message. Most of us, we have something that we are fearful of. We have something that we feel our abilities are not enough. We can never ever do that. And with my English language ability, now if you are to access this video and say that I don't speak proper English, at least I have enough. I don't need to have the 100%, and that's the last thing that I'm leaving with you. You know, when you go to school, to get the A's and the A asterisks and the other thing, you don't need 100%. There is the 80%, 80% plus, or 70% plus. So if you have enough, if you have good enough of that ability, go for it. Do not fear. Prepare for that which you need to prepare. Work at the areas that you need to work on, but take that journey, because on the journey of life, fear is not one of the ingredients. Me, I'm done. I've come to you. If there's anything that you've used to kind of such that you're not ready to get out of it, have a rethink. You can do it. I've done 3 big things on a journey that I don't know how. 5 years later, it's done, dusted. Stammering so severe. And now people meet me and they ask, but you used to stammer. Yes, I'm very happy that you said I used to stammer. Yes, I no longer stammers. And the person telling me I'm not good at English and I can't write. Oh, I have a PhD thesis that has 478 pages. Yes, I wrote it. And when I required, I used a proofreader. Come on. Yes, all this can be overcome. Let me end this video here, okay? Whatever it is that you can't do, or you feel you can't do, or you're so fearful that it cannot be done, I say get on, move and get it done. Okay, I'm Ellen. If you're looking for me, my name is online. My page name is On Life's Journey. Hello, Sisha. Welcome for coming. Yeah, I hope you find a nugget, 1 or 2 in there to help you. Thank you so much for also watching. Yes, I have a page On Life's Journey with Ellen. And in my little life, nearly on the 4th floor, oh, I've gone through a lot in this life's journey. And what is the best way to kind of, you don't have to repeat some of those mistakes that some of us have had. So come, let's learn together. Let's share these ideas. And that's how we're going to do it and get on this progress agenda. So go there, like the page, share this video if you find it inspiring. And I think in 2023, we're going to do it together. Thank you all so much. Thank you to Sisha. Thank you to Emma. And thank you to all those who watched, but I couldn't see your name. And for all future viewers who will come and watch it, Thank you so much. Make a date with me next week. I come on the Amma Manson channel every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Is it 7:30 p.m. usually is published, and here we are looking at the progress. We're looking at you doing things for yourself, and if you need help, if there's any way that I can support you, come in, reach out to either this inbox, it will be forwarded to me, or come to my page and reach me in my inbox. Thank you all so much. Thank you for coming. Bye bye.